Thomas Merton, 1915 to 1968, was a Trappist monk, writer, theologian, and mystic whose teachings and writings have had a profound and lasting impact on Christianity, particularly in the areas of spirituality, interfaith dialogue, and social justice. His works resonate with those seeking a deeper connection with God, a contemplative life, and an engaged spirituality.
Best teachings of Thomas Merton: contemplative life and inner transformation. Merton emphasized the importance of silence, solitude, and contemplative prayer as a means of encountering God.
He believed that through contemplation, individuals could transcend the distractions of modern life and discover their true selves in God. 1. Teaching. True spiritual growth begins within, and our external actions flow from an inner sense of divine presence. Interfaith dialogue. Merton was a pioneer in fostering understanding between Christianity and other religious traditions, particularly Buddhism. His dialogues with Buddhist leaders like the Dalai Lama and his writings on Zen reflect his belief that truth transcends religious boundaries. Teaching. The contemplative dimension of life can unite people of different faiths, promoting mutual understanding and peace. Social justice and the Christian responsibility. Merton spoke out against war, racism, and other social injustices of his time, linking these issues to Christian teachings on love and human dignity. He believed that spirituality must not remain inward, but lead to active engagement with the world. Teaching. Faith without action is incomplete. Christians are called to work for peace and justice in the world. The true self versus the false self. Merton taught that humans often live according to a false self, shaped by ego and societal expectations. Through contemplative prayer and communion with God, one discovers the true self, created in God's image. Teaching. Our true identity is found in God, not in external achievements or the opinions of others. Ecological awareness. Long before environmentalism became a global movement, Merton wrote about the sacredness of creation, urging Christians to see nature as a reflection of God's glory and to care for it accordingly. Memorable quotes by Thomas Merton on silence and contemplation. In silence, God ceases to be an object and becomes an experience. On love and humanity. Our job is to love others without stopping to inquire whether or not they are worthy. On the false self. To be a saint means to be myself. Therefore, the problem of sanctity and salvation is in fact the problem of finding out who I am and of discovering my true self. On peace and justice. Peace demands the most heroic labor and the most difficult sacrifice. It demands greater heroism than war. It demands greater fidelity to the truth and a much more perfect purity of conscience. On interfaith understanding. If I can unite in myself the thought and the devotion of Eastern and Western Christendom, the Greek and the Latin fathers, the Russian and the Spanish mystics, I can prepare in myself the reunion of divided Christians. Impact on Christianity. Revival of contemplative prayer. Merton's writings have inspired a resurgence in interest in Christian mysticism and contemplative prayer practices. His works, such as The Seven-Story Mountain and New Seeds of Contemplation, continue to guide readers toward a deeper, more personal relationship with God. Interfaith understanding. Merton's dialogues with Buddhists, Hindus, and other religious leaders have encouraged many Christians to appreciate the wisdom found in other faith traditions, fostering a spirit of openness and cooperation. Integration of faith and action. By connecting spirituality with social justice, Merton inspired Christians to view their faith as a call to engage actively with the world's challenges, from racism to war. Ecumenism. His focus on unity among Christians and between Christianity and other religions has contributed to the ecumenical movement and the broader acceptance of interfaith dialogue within the Church. Inspiration for modern spiritual seekers. Merton's honest exploration of his own struggles and journey to faith makes his teachings accessible to people searching for meaning in a secular age. His ability to address existential questions resonates with contemporary audiences. Thomas Merton's life and writings remain a beacon for those seeking a spirituality that integrates contemplation, action, and interfaith dialogue. His legacy challenges Christians to embrace both the inward journey of prayer and the outward call to love and justice.